Good night, moon. Once upon a time, in a cozy little room, there was a little bunny getting ready for bed. The room was filled with warmth, painted in soft colors, and illuminated by the gentle glow of the moon outside the window. It was the perfect setting for a soothing bedtime story. The little bunny's name was Peter, and he sat nestled in his bed, ready to say good night to everything around him. "Good night, Troom," he whispered, looking around at the familiar toys and furniture that made him feel safe and loved. As Peter gazed out the window, he saw the moon shining brightly in the night sky. "Good night, moon," he said with a smile, feeling a sense of comfort, as if the moon was watching over him. Next, his eyes fell upon the little mouse, who had come to visit. "Good night, mouse," he said, acknowledging his tiny friend, who scurried across the floor. The room was filled with many things, and Peter made sure to say good night to each one. He bid farewell to the red balloon, the picture of the cow jumping over the moon, and the three little bears sitting on chairs. "Good night, bears," he softly spoke, knowing they were ready for their own bedtime too. The more Peter said good night, the cozier and sleepier he felt. It was as if the room was giving him a gentle hug, easing him into dreamland. But Peter wasn't done yet. There were still more things to say good night to. He turned his attention to the kittens, the mittens, and even the old lady whispering hush. As he continued saying good night, Peter felt a sense of gratitude and love for everything around him. Each item held a special place in his heart, and he was thankful for their presence finally. He looked at his own reflection in the mirror and said, "Good night, me." It was a sweet moment of self-appreciation, and he felt content with who he was. With a heart full of love, in a room filled with whispered good nights, Peter settled under his soft blankets. The room seemed to embrace him in a gentle lullaby, and he closed his eyes, feeling safe and cherished. And so, with the moon as his night light, Peter drifted off to sleep, knowing that as long as he said good night to everything he loved, he would always have peaceful dreams. And in the silence of the night, the room whispered back good night. Peter, the end.